Time with Jess. There's Obs.
I'll take care of that.
No, just Aubrey. Mommy's going live.
We'll go to the beach in about an hour, baby.
We'll kill a couple minutes. Nobody's in here. I didn't schedule this live as per usual, so we'll just wait. But anything interesting you have to talk about, Ty?
No, I'm wondering why they wouldn't
She's still not.
take the guys that the police department wouldn't take his call.
Hi guys. Hang on a second.
The same thing.
Okay, I'm sorry. Tyler gets confused on what I release on this channel, what I don't. But anyway, I have Cynthia's blessing to show these documents, and I know you guys have already seen them and stuff like that. But what they basically are is like the prequel to what we have already seen happen. New to the public, not new to the FBI, obviously. So I'm just going to share my screen. We're going to look at them, and then we're going to look at a couple things I found interesting about them. I haven't watched anybody else's live on this. Not even Cynthia. Cynthia, I'm sorry. These were sent to me, and I did ask if I could use them, and she said yes. So, good morning, Lisa. Lisa Jones. Let me turn this chat off. I still don't like how that is, but either way. All right.
Yeah, Candace said that the police department's not very involved.
No, they're not. So, yeah, with this first one, I hope you guys can see that. I'm going to look on my phone just to make sure that you can. Yeah, Tyler, if you could look, that would be nice. Because once I start sharing my screen, I can't see anything. So, good morning, Holly. It's small, but I guess, can you see it, Ty? You got to turn that down.
Yeah, yes.
So, good morning, Holly. Okay, babe, come on.
It won't let me.
As long as you can see it. But this first one with James Brenner, they're just showing that they looked at his criminal history, his prior convictions. They read him his Miranda rights. He consented to a polygraph. Don Hately as well read his Miranda rights, also consented to a polygraph. And then this name is interesting. Elaine Price, a name I have never heard before. And I, reached out all my feelers, and no one seems to know who this person is, which I find really interesting. And the description is emails. So I don't know what was in those emails, but whatever it was enough for them to bring her in for an interview. After Brenner was arrested. So, and with this I find interesting is, they obviously reached out to the Maine State Police Department, getting Brenner's priors. And then here we go with this. I theorized, I was going to go live last night about this, but I was on the phone theorizing about what this product could possibly be that was bought at Walmart. But they have photographs. They took photographs of Dylan's property, obviously. And then a receipt and product. And then surveillance stills from April 9th of 2022. So, I was just theorizing, like, what could have possibly been bought in April at Walmart, which I think the nearest Walmart to Dylan's farm is quite a ways away, I believe. So, but what was bought back then that contributes to all of this? And then I was doing a lot of theorizing last night behind the scenes with that. So, and then you see Kevin Bibbins was interviewed. He is another person that his name has come up in the past, but I did not really know who this person was. Out of everyone that I was talking to last night, multiple people, only one knew of him. And she said that he was a RSO, but I could not find him. We cannot find him anywhere on any registry in any state in the United States, Kevin Bibbins, as being an RSO. So it's not on a registry. But he obviously was interviewed, not arrested. James Brenner interviewed 6/16. Then he takes a polygraph 4 days later. And then on July 5th, he is arrested and transported to jail. With Hatley, the same thing. He's interviewed on the 30th. He's polygraphed on the 7th. Not a suspect. He's more witness A. Then here we are with the Elaine Price, and she does an interview a week after Brenner is put into jail. So whoever Elaine Price is interesting.
Dylan Berg said that Elaine Price is his best friend's aunt.
Is Dylan Berg in my chat?
No, it's Chris. That's what it says. Somebody commented that.
Who commented that?
Somebody named It's Chris. It's the third comment.
It's Chris. Where did he say that? Because I talked to Dylan Berg last night. And I asked him if he knew who she was. And he said, I don't know of an Elaine Price in this area. Different state, 3 hours away. I said a couple other things to him about Kevin Bibbins and another person, and he did not know either of them. It's right here. Okay. My phone. He said it on Salty's Live. Well, that's interesting. Let me text him right now because he just texted me this morning about an AI rapper. Interesting. Not sure why he would say that. Actually, I'm gonna call him. Let me mute this for a sec. Okay, that's really weird. So he said she lives in Hubbard. Very strange. I just tried to call. I didn't answer, but he was texting me about 10 o'clock this morning. So yeah, that's really weird. I'm not gonna out this whole conversation, but yes, he literally said, I don't know of an Elaine Price in this area. Oh, Dill. Anyway, there's that. I do find Elaine Price interesting. If that is who she is, I don't know. Dylan's telling me one thing and he's saying a different thing, apparently on Salty's Live. So, little oopsie there. His best friend's aunts. Something seems off about that. I also, that's really strange that he would say that or do that. These people. Maybe I would need to bring Dylan on and he can answer for himself, I guess. Either way, I could not find who she was. If he said that on Salty's Live and you guys are saying that, I guess he did. I'll have to go and watch that. Either way, whatever this woman again put in the emails resulted in an interview, but not an arrest. She looks like Ellen to me. Oh, you saw her petals. Oh lordy. Well, there's that. I don't know why I feel like laughing right now. I just really do. So those documents were really like I just feel like cracking up. I don't know why.
It's good to be happy.
It's hilarious. It's so funny. It's because I want to say something, but I don't want to start a shit show. Okay. So why do I have the giggles right now? I am so sorry, you guys. This is really making me laugh. But either way, what that resulted in, again, that was like the prequel. Is James Brenner was the only one out of all of those people that were interviewed, that was arrested and is a suspect in Dylan Rounds' disappearance. So, all of this stuff that this says on here, this is serious stuff. The defendant has a significant. This is all about James Brenner. Has a significant criminal history, including malice wounding. Tried to hit somebody in the head with a hammer. Or he did, actually. Malice shooting and 3 convictions for felon in possession of a firearm. The defendant was previously residing in Illinois, where his convictions rest. See, that's interesting because what they're showing on these documents, again, the prequel documents, the reports they got from Maine State Police Department for Brenner's priors. But in this, they talk about Illinois. The defendant has no work history and is currently unemployed and has no verifiable residence. The defendant was trespassing and squatting on property. So with that release, and this is the ending results. Brenner was arrested on the 5th. 2 days later, the FBI comes out with this press release. And we've all seen this press release. I'll read it again. During the course of this investigation, so that's what we were looking at with those documents, was what they were investigating, who they interviewed, such and such. Multiple people have been interviewed by the Box Elder County Sheriff's Office, the FBI, and other assisting agencies. Multiple arrests have been made for unrelated warrants and crimes that have been discovered during this process. When Dylan Rounds was not located early on in the search effort, the investigation of the possibility of Dylan being the victim of a crime. The current totality of information gathered from the many interviews and searches, along with the analysis of both physical evidence and forensic data, has identified James Brenner as a suspect. Brenner is currently being held in Weber County Jail on unrelated federal firearm charges. No criminal charges have been filed specifically regarding the Dylan. Investigation is not complete and remains active. Hopefully, we see more active. Law enforcement investigators are continuing to work to locate Dylan and find answers. At this time, no further information or comment related to this criminal investigation will be released. So that that was the end result of this stuff. So we see what they did. Again, I find the Walmart stuff interesting. Hang on. Hi, Shoestring. How are you? Um, I find the Walmart stuff interesting. I thought on it and thought on it and thought on it, and I was like, what was purchased? What did they take photographs of? The receipt and what type of product exactly? Because I don't think do they sell ammunition at Walmarts out there? I don't think so. And then I was thinking, is there some type of chemical or something that was bought? I don't think farmers are buying large amounts of chemicals at Walmart. So, like, what exactly was it? They took pictures and stills of this. What do you guys think it was? What do you guys think? I really have no idea, to be honest. Speculation we are doing today because I don't know. Holly, sometimes we just have to laugh. What are you guys laughing about? I knew he was very Midwest look. Good afternoon. What about Ellen's new husband? Doesn't he supposedly work for Barra Ranch like Dylan Rounds did? Haven't seen or heard from him. Mick's mom says latex gloves. Possibly. I mean, that's like a whole month and a half before Dylan even went missing. Do they, Pamela? Pamela's saying my Walmart sells bullets and a few guns. 'Cause that was my first question. I was like, do they sell bullets or guns there? Hmm. Interesting. That would be I don't know. I really Oh, you're in Alabama. Oh, okay. Well, I would hello. Oh, Christy is saying hello. Duh. Possibly the baseball cap. That's a good possibility. That's a good possibility. I thought that hat was like some kind of special hat or something though. I don't know. There was something. Whatever it was, and it really could be anything. But I find those things interesting about those documents because we just sort of got to see a little bit of what they did to come to the conclusion that Brenner was a suspect. They did interview other people. Uh, they do have end of Dylan's property, you know, all that kind of stuff. So I looked at it like, okay, well, this is the prequel to what is happening right now. Um, it's a John Deere hat. Are you sure about that, mixed mom? Just guessing, or I think it's proof of the hat Dylan bought. Petals is agreeing. I bet the hat Brenner had on had DNA evidence that it was Dylan's. Okay. Everybody seems to be going with the hat. We should do a poll, I guess. John Deere hats usually at Tractor Supply or at the main stores. Yeah, I am not. I don't know. It could be. I mean, it sounds like the most logical thing, I guess. Lisa Jones, not sure about ammo, but you go down the street and can buy the ammo. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess the hat just, Occam's razor. It would point to that. It's weird how did they go back to that day though? Like, that they found the receipt maybe in Dylan's camper trailer? They see Brenner wearing it. Is that how? I don't know. I guess that would sounds like the most logical thing to it. But Christy is saying John Deere hat could be sold at Walmart, Tractor Supply, and JD Vendor. David Brown. Hats are at truck stops, easy to obtain. Yeah, well, this whatever this product was, because that's what it says, products. It was bought April 9th. Whatever it was. I don't know. It had to be significant enough, this receipt, for them to go back to Walmart and say, hey, we need to see your surveillance cameras taking still shots from that day. I'm surprised that they would have still had that. I wonder how long they keep surveillance stuff for. Receipts along with the video from the store. Yeah, I know, that's what I'm saying. Well, they said they took stills from it. So just seems like, I don't know. How long does Walmart keep that stuff? I don't know. Let me look at it again. I just kept staring at these documents last night, just thinking about how this all went down. But yeah, that is exactly what it says. Surveillance stills. So they took pictures off of video, obviously. Photographs. So it's Dylan Rounds' property. I'm going to assume the receipt was found inside of there. Receipt and products from Walmart. Yeah, I don't know. No, I think Cynthia's watching. That is so weird. So weird. I don't know why Dylan would say that, honestly. Kind of miffed about it. Dylan, why would you lie? Or just say two different things? I don't understand that. Ah. So sorry. I'm just looking at these texts right now. I am so confused by this. So apparently, Kevin and Elaine, they both live out by the sun tunnels. The person that called me early on in this case, also by the sun tunnels. And that's right above Dylan's property. They really must have seen something. They had to. It's looking like with those documents that here, Elaine Price, she had to send an email to them saying something significant. Something she may have saw. That's what I'm going to assume. And then what happened after that? I wonder why it took so long for them to interview her, because they waited until after they did Kevin first. And she wasn't until 2 weeks later, after Brenner's arrested and all of that, polygraphs. Wonder why they waited on her. Because Kevin Bibbins is not, named in that other document as sending in any type of emails. It's Elaine. Huh. That's really interesting. Just a lot to think about with these, I guess. Again, this is speculation central right now. Hi, Grandma. Hi, Thomas. Hi, Kasak. What did Thomas say that would make sense, Kasak? Hi. Let's see. I don't know who they are, but they said that Brenner was linked by forensic, the FBI, by forensic data. Forensic data like tech, phone, that sort of thing. So something Brenner had either had Dylan's blood, hair, or skin cells on it, or it could be fingerprints. Well, again, it's forensic data, so that's like tech. But they did say physical evidence. So, Grandma, I was a little late. What documents? Like prequel documents, basically, to what has already happened, Grandma. They are showing the people that were interviewed, polygraphed, which was James Brenner, Don Hately, Elaine Price, Kevin Bibbins, and ultimately James Brenner is named as the official suspect, with Don Hately being witness A. We don't see Elaine or Kevin um, in jail anywhere, and they, weren't arrested for any of this. So either they saw something take place if they live up there by those sun tunnels, because that's right by Dylan's farm, or and I'm going to strongly assume that it's looking like Elaine sent in some emails to them, and then they were both interviewed by the FBI. And what they surmised from all of that was that James Brenner, and I'll tell you, like I've told you guys before, the people out there called Brenner the dirt farmer. So I'm wondering, and you know what? It's funny because I was looking through my notes and I haven't got my notes out in like forever, but I got my notes out. And when the lady that lived by the sun tunnels, when I talked to her, I don't know if it was the first or second time, but I remember her saying that the people around there in Lucin had decided after Dylan went missing that they were no longer going to be friends with Don Hately. So like as a small little collective, they decided that. So with this Elaine and Kevin Bibbins potentially living by the sun tunnels, did they see something? I'm gonna assume that they did. I'm assuming here. And everyone agreed, yeah, that guy's trouble. We're not going to associate. So, Grandma, well, forensic data is not physical evidence, just to clear up any confusion. Yeah. Lisa Jones, please consider subbing to Just Channel. Oh, well, thank you, Lisa. Over here advertising for me. I appreciate that. No, I'm just theorizing with you guys. Let me go through chat and see what you guys have been saying here. Lizbeth, Dylan's DNA could have been on the hat, or they found his DNA on Dylan's car or in his trailer. Well, I don't know that it would be totally crazy to find Brenner's DNA in Dylan's car or even his camper trailer. His hat's a different story. If it's true that he was wearing his hat after Dylan went missing, and I think that was slipped out a little bit on Duty Ron, but that's the extremely telling part. Because it wouldn't be unimaginable that James Brunner went to Dylan's camper trailer, or that James was even in Dylan's car. Not groundbreaking. Um, so yes, Grandma, forensic data. I thought we weren't discussing physical evidence. My bad. What do you mean? No, we're discussing all of that. Midwest Crappy Man, how morbid, right? The hat thing, yeah, just completely, uh, ugh, you know, just thinking about it just makes you like, ugh. Grandma, someone slap me if I'm wrong. Grandma, nobody better ever hit you. Hi, Mike, how are you? You have any thoughts on what this purchase at Walmart was? And I'm hearing, Mike, that Dylan Berg said on your live stream last night that Elaine was his mother's best friend, I believe. Is that correct? Because I asked him at best friend's aunt, somebody. Yeah, it was water. It's like 12:30. I'm not a drunk, okay? Um, Let me address that real quick. While we have some people in here. We're not going to do Fridays anymore because some people can't determine what is not a true crime stream and what's a fun stream. So we're just not going to do that anymore, unfortunately. This channel will be nothing but true crime. So do I partake on the weekends? I do. Anything other than that, I don't. So Salty, yeah. Who the heck is Elaine? I don't know. I'm just asking you if Dylan Berg said on your live stream last night that this was some type of aunt or something. Because what he told me was that he didn't know of any Ellen Price in the area. Didn't know her. It's in writing. So I'm wondering why he said on your live stream that it's his aunt or someone of that nature. Hey, listen, Mark. We don't do drama over here. Okay. So that is something you would need to take up with Salty on his own channel, on his own live stream. Not having this, you guys. Salty, if you could answer the question, this fighting, I don't know what it is with you male creators, quite frankly. You guys bring all the drama. You would think it would be the women. It's not. It's all you guys. It's really weird. Don't you guys think? If half of that energy was put into doing something for Dylan, we might get somewhere. Maybe. I'm just saying. But anyway, if you could just answer the question, I would appreciate it. I don't know. Let's take a drive out there and find out. Yeah, no, I'm on the East Coast. So, I mean, he either said that to you or he didn't. The chat saying he did. So, if you don't want to answer that, I don't know why. It's kind of bizarre. But don't answer the question, I guess. Not really in the mood for people's nonsense, quite frankly. So, Walmart in Elko, Nevada sells rifles, according to website. Try calling, no answer. Thank you, Holly. Actually, Gloria Dellen was looking into that last night as well because, again, that was like my first question. Like, they sell guns there? They sell anything like that there? Because I know, like, Walmarts in my area do not sell stuff like that. Drama games, yes, Daniel. Yep, exactly what it is. Good for views. And people wonder why I hate coming live now. Keep that over there, doing whatever it is you guys do. I'm not interested. You think he did? Okay. What were you drinking? Were you drinking something last night or were you sober? Just asking. Walmart sells them on the East Coast here anyway. Do they, Daniel? They don't sell them in my state. They do not sell them in my state in Walmart. So I think they were like banned. Hi, Bandit. Good afternoon to you. Kate Sack is saying truth. Oh, I know it's the truth. That's why I don't watch that nonsense. Tina Brown. Hey, Jess, just got here. Always miss your live streams. Well, you're not today, girlfriend. Welcome. Adele, love your name. Afternoon to you as well. So we're just sort of theorizing on what could have been possibly bought at that Walmart, and people seem to really think that it was the hats. And I'm saying that's a very good possibility. Receipts and products, surveillance sales. Yeah, so maybe. I don't know. Midwest crappy man. My Walmart sells everything but pistol and pistol ammunition. You can get shotgun rifles and the ammunition for them. Wow. What state are you in? Midwest? In the Midwest somewhere. Daniel thinks it's bullets. Nicole G. Hi, Nicole. How are you? So, would this make it premeditated? That's exactly what I said, Nicole. I was like, if they went back, see, I don't know if that would be premeditated or if it's just something like the hat, that's like Brenner's like wearing his hat and he's missing and stuff, or if it was something just purchased prior that was used on Dylan or used against Dylan in some sort of way. I don't know, but I did immediately, I think my little true crime brain went, premeditation. But I'm just speculating. Not quite sure about that. Grandma Thomas, not a here, but did have an eyewitness view of someone crazy driving. Oh, I don't know what you guys are yakking on about. But I don't know. Nicole, do you think it's premeditation? I can speculate right along with you because just don't quite know. I like hearing you guys' thoughts though. The collective is what matters. Dylan or Dylan with Brenner. I like when brains start moving around, Daniel. They have video and receipts we haven't been privy to. Yes. Yep. Um, that would be very interesting to see, which we won't until, there's a trial, if and when. I'm just concerned because without Dylan's body, you're going to be trying a no body case. So that evidence better be strong. Again, they're not impossible to come out successfully, with a successful prosecution. It's just obviously harder without the body. The Joy Catcher, they sell ammunition at Walmart. Okay, I don't know. Maybe it's just Delaware then. Am I the only state that they don't sell that in? Blue state, so maybe that's why. If Dylan purchased them, how is it premeditated? I did Dylan purchase? I don't know. I guess he did. I think it's crazy how we have another story of JB violently beating someone. His history is habitual. Yeah. Synthia is putting up her thing. I highly doubt the prosecuting attorney would file something that would help Brenner. Makes me wonder if interviews were from people that saw something. Yeah, especially if these people lived near the sun tunnels. Again, that's by Dylan's property. It'd be interesting, Cynthia, if that was really Julie. Because, it's awful funny. Like I said, I was going through my notes and she told me her initial name was Julie Bovine. I didn't know that was the Bovine Mountains because I didn't know anything about that place yet. So I'm wondering if that was a fake name. I don't know. Is Julie really Julie? Or is she Elaine? Because she went on and on and on about the sun tunnels that they were hers and stuff on her property or whatever. She was the one that called me and was freaking out that they hadn't checked her trail cams. And then her husband's, bovine means cow. Julie Cow. Yeah, she said her name was. Have the bovine mountains out there. So I don't know if that was a fake name. I don't know if her real name's Elaine or I don't know. It's kind of crazy. That just never heard of an Elaine out there. So Holly is saying, I'm sorry. Oh. Do we know whose receipts are from Walmart? I would assume Dylan's, because it says Dylan's. Let me see where it's at. Not that one, the other one again. It says they took photographs of Dylan's property. They took photographs of a Walmart receipt and products, and then obviously went to Walmart and got the bills from 492. So I would just assume that it was Dylan that bought this, obviously, right? Yeah. Sorry, guys. I don't know what happens. I had to refresh it. Would it be my live stream if there wasn't a Wi-Fi issue? I can't wait till the booster gets here. Quick, everyone, hide and yell surprise when she comes back. I was just sitting there watching it spin and spin and spin. I was trying to refresh it. I'm going to put a link in the chat. And, oh, what am I doing here? Really surprised with Mr. Dylan Burke. Got some questions for you, Dill. Sir. Who else was on that live stream? Was with Mike Lee, Salty, last night. Was it? Who else was on there? I didn't watch it. So with Dylan Berg telling two completely different things, And I mean, it's verified because if he said it on a live stream, he said it to me through text. So you're kind of caught there if that's what you said. Jim Terry was on there as well. Okay. Was that it? Why does he do that? Ellen was on there as well. No, Salty's not coming up. No. Yeah, I'm really bothered. Hi, Holly. Booster Fund. Thank you so much, Holly. I really appreciate that. A $20 super chat from Holly. Thank you. We're gonna have Cynthia up. Oh, that's not how I like it. Hi.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you good.
All right. I just woke up. Can I come
Well,
on
that,
cam? I fell asleep with makeup on. I'm a hot mess.
you're fine. So these are interesting documents. Um, if and you're saying that you looked up Elaine and Kevin, which we were all sort of looking for them last night, but you found that they lived out by the sun tunnels.
Yes. Yeah, there was some kind of a county meeting, a Box Elder County meeting regarding the Sun Tunnel area, and it had Kevin Bivens' name on it. So
Hmm. It's interesting. Because Taylena also said that this guy Kevin lived right near Dylan and was an RSO, but he's not found on any registry anywhere in the United States.
that's interesting.
Yeah. And she said, well, I was just always told to stay away from this person.
Did she recently say that?
Yeah, last night.
Oh, interesting. So now he's a sex offender.
Well, he's not on any registry. That's what I'm saying. So, no, I don't think so. I don't know if something, I have no idea. What I took away from the documents is just that I think what you think, that they saw something.
Yeah.
And I think she sent an email and then they were both interviewed as to what they actually saw.
Yeah, I don't think that it would have been anything that would help Brenner, or the prosecuting
No.
attorney likely wouldn't have filed it.
Right. So it's just kind of a showing of what they did. That's why I kept calling it like a prequel. Like, would you agree with that? That it's sort of like the prequel of what we've seen happen.
Yeah, that. And I also feel that it's kind of like progress towards filing official charges in Dylan's disappearance.
What, like the unsealing of it?
Well, I think it's weird how they've kind of combined the case, because remember, like way back, I think we covered it on another one of your lives, but in the firearm charges, they had mentioned how James Brenner is a suspect in Dylan Brown's disappearance. I'm like, why put that in the firearm charges? So now we have all of this new stuff that was filed yesterday, and it just makes me wonder if it's kind of like they're putting this in there, and then hopefully they're going to file something official, like in regards to Dylan disappearing.
You mean like laying charges against him for Dylan's disappearance?
Mm-hmm.
I'm worried about that. Like, do they have enough? If that's if we're gonna speculate that maybe that could be moving in that direction, it's just, do they have enough? I mean, I know that they're not going. Well, they shouldn't try it if they don't think that they're gonna win it. But you know,
Yeah.
Daniel is saying it says exactly on the documents Elaine was only emails as evidence. Well, it says she was interviewed.
Yeah, I think she was listed twice. One was
Yes.
email and then an interview.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I keep showing those two things. Oops, that was the wrong thing. I'm not sharing my screen right now. Anyway, maybe I should.
Yeah,
Um,
so like you said earlier, it sounds like maybe she reached out through email to law
yeah,
enforcement and they brought her in for an interview.
yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. That had to be what what took place, is because you see it here. Involved parties, the description of how they're involved. These two, they're looking at Brenner's criminal history, his prior convictions, They read him his Miranda rights. He consents to a polygraph. Don Haley read Miranda rights, consented to a polygraph as well. But with Elaine, it was emails. And then it goes to her being interviewed. And
Mhm.
it shows that here audio and video, Elaine Price interview 7/12/2022. So more than just emails. This was audio and video.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll be clear about that.
Someone
Um,
left a comment that I think is a good theory on my video, and basically they were saying like, what if that receipt was a receipt that was in Dylan's wallet? Because remember, Dylan's wallet was missing, so they were like, well, what if James Brenner had that receipt that was in Dylan's wallet?
that would be interesting. What do you I didn't even ask you this. What do you think that was bought at the Walmart?
I was wondering if it could have been the 22 because I've heard people saying that you can buy guns at Walmart. That maybe it was the 22 rifle or the hat.
Hmm. Because remember that rifle was allegedly left behind by the previous owners, remember?
Hmm.
That's what was said. Wasn't that in the documents as well? Didn't it say something about that? That Brenner felt like he, had claim to that 22 because that property or that person that lived there prior owed him money or something.
Yeah, I did see that, but I always wondered if, like, what if that was Dylan's gun? And if it was, Dylan's parents probably wouldn't have been saying that on the news because that's not something that should be public knowledge, or at that point should have been public knowledge.
But didn't Don Hatley tell them that? Or is that you? I mean,
I think so, but I'm not sure if Don Haley ever gave a name.
yeah, I know. No, I don't think so. I don't remember seeing any name of who the prior people that lived there were. Because I thought it was Ed. Lizbeth is saying the hat is a giveaway when you buy a JD tractor. We've heard much about this hat prior. Um, I don't know. It's kind of driving me crazy of what the heck was bought at Walmart. I like need to know this. And I don't know. So it could be the hat. Again, I said Occam's razor would say the hat. That would take care of the physical evidence. Uh, Maybe Dylan buying the hats, the receipt for the hats, Brenner wearing the hat. It kind of all goes together, but I don't know. Oh, Rita, receipt for boots?
Oh, Daniel Tribley in the comments said something about the polygraph test. I actually looked it up, and Utah is one of a handful of states where they are admissible in court.
Oh, I didn't see his comment. Let's see. Oh, okay. Dan with the polygraph.
Mhm.
He said, personally, I find polygraphs fascinating, but yes, useless in court, used as a tool by police. That's all. And you're saying, Cynthia, oh, what happened to look at my green screen going crazy? What is that? Oh my God, there's a fly on my camera. There's a fly on my camera. Anyway, so you're saying that in what state they're able to be used?
In Utah.
Really?
Yeah, Utah is
I
just
did
like
not
one
know
of the
that.
states, just in criminal proceedings, but there's a few other states as well. And
That
Utah's
is
one of
crazy
them.
interesting. Yeah, I know. I know. That's crazy interesting. I did not know that until this very moment. I was today years old when I found that out. Because it's always widely, look at Daniel. Weowie. Yeah, I didn't know that. I really didn't. Not an expert, people, okay? But Cynthia knows that, so that's really interesting. Daniel is also never knew that. Yeah. And of course, that has to be the state that this happened in.
Mhm.
So they did use that against them. Obviously, he failed. I'm
Yeah.
thinking he failed, obviously. So I'm wondering, I still, Don Haley's always bothered me.
Mm.
Do you think that he really passed that polygraph? Because I swear that dude has guilty knowledge at the minimum.
Well, I mean, if at this point he's being used as a witness against Brenner, like maybe he passed the polygraph, as in like maybe he told the police more than we, the public, know. Does that make sense? Like maybe
Yeah,
he gave them even more information and he passed the polygraph, proving that he was telling the truth about whatever he knows.
yeah.
But John left the state, which seems odd.
Not to me, it doesn't, because I don't think that guy is innocent. I'm sorry. I don't. You know that. I've said it a million times. I do not think that he was just a witness. I just don't believe that. It doesn't make sense. Again, Dylan's missing, and here comes James Brenner. Oh, here, hold my guns. The feds are coming. Like, why? Why would anyone need to hold your guns if you've done nothing wrong? Oh, I don't want them to take them. Oh, get out of town.
He's
Um,
done this before too, and he was actually convicted. I've seen a lot of people saying like, "Oh, he's going to get off on these gun charges and he's going to be released because they can't prove that he ever gave them to Don." But his prior history, he's already done this before. There was a different court date or a court hearing where he had given guns to a friend and asked them to hold them, and the friend did, and then told law enforcement that he brought them guns to hold, and he was convicted on it.
hmm. Do you think Don Hatley is innocent all the way? Just
Mm,
your own opinion?
well, I mean, I think it's one of two things. He knows more, or maybe he left the state because he's scared out of fear. It just seems really weird, though. I do. So the last ping on Dylan's phone was kind of in the direction going towards Dawn's house. And both James and Dawn claim that they were having this barbecue. Their timelines don't add up.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Holly is saying Don H was referred to as a suspect in an LA report. Just saw this AM via another creator. I'll email. Um, I have you seen any of that, Cynthia?
No, I've only seen where he was named like a person of interest, but that was back
Yeah.
on June 20th.
Yeah, I've never seen him referred to as a suspect. Yeah, a person of interest would be a little, it'd be different than a suspect. So, but if you did see that, if someone got that, I would like to see it. Person, you have seen this is older. I think he has involvement, but I don't think he hurt Dylan. Daniel. Yeah, I'm gonna say that I feel at least two people were accessories after the fact. I'm still standing by that. We'll see. We'll see what comes, but that's just my opinion. That's just my theory. So
Did you watch Candace's interview with Duty Ron?
I did, and I thought it was really good. I
Yeah,
thought it was
she
really, really good.
she said that James Brenner, like the day they showed up there to look for Dylan, he was like frantic, telling her that he had to move the grain truck and that
That
Dylan
he
hit
was
his
really
post.
drilling that in.
Yeah, and she said in hindsight that she kind of felt like he was saying that to create an excuse for why his fingerprints would be all over the grain truck.
Yeah. I also thought it was interesting when Duty Ron asked her if she thought someone created a diversion to put the key fob back in there. I found that to be a very good question that he asked her. And I was a little surprised by her answer that she thought it was more of a money grab.
Hmm.
Um, or no, wait, did I get that wrong? Am I thinking wrong right now? I think
No,
I am.
she
That's
did
too much
say that.
swirling in my head.
No,
Huh?
she did say that. She did. She said
Okay.
that she felt like maybe it was some Kurt trying to get the money, the reward money.
Yeah. Yeah, so I was a little surprised by that, but I thought it was a really good interview. And Let's see, Daniel. Daniel's coming with the comments today. Yes. He's so animated, Daniel. She thinks it's for the reward, and I think it's a diversion. No, no, no. You got it right, girl. Again, I'm just saying, I thought it was an interesting answer, but I think he did a really good job, and I said it in my live stream. I did, I think yesterday or the day before, but I'm so glad that she did that. That her and Justin went on East Idaho and with Duty Ron and called the police department straight out, um, with other things that are happening behind the scenes in this case. Uh, it was just so needed. And I don't know. I don't know the other reporting that people have done. Like I said, I'm sure people have ripped it apart. There's some people just, they just love to hate Candace, which fine, whatever. But in the interest of Dylan, what she and Justin did was just so it was absolutely needed. And I'm starting to stumble over my words because I don't want to say favorite. I feel like that's a weird word to use, but those interviews were probably my favorite because they were just the frustration was so there, and calling a police agency out publicly like that takes some guts, um, but it got results because again, there is going to be a sit down meeting on Monday with the family and box elder but I that's nice, and I like that they box elder extended the olive branch and that Candace and them are going to accept that, but I just wonder, do they actually have the resources to really look for Dylan and find him? I'm so bothered that the FBI is not fully in the lead of this case. And I heard her say in that Duty Ron interview, that they can't be because it's not a federal case. Um, but the feds kind of can get around things. I'm just saying. It's weird for me that they've been reduced to like a victim advocate instead of bringing the full power of the FBI.
Yeah.
I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I feel like Box Elder dropped the ball. Like,
oh God, they did so terrible. And even things that are still coming out, it's really bad. Like it made me angry. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, it just pissed me all the way off. And there is a ball rolling at the moment. We don't know where that's gonna go. So no need to talk about it unless there's gonna be results with it. But we'll see. Oh, shoot. I should have asked Tyler to fill up my water. I'm out of water. Been yakking too long. So, Grandma, if it crosses state lines, isn't it federal? Yes, I believe that is true. That if it crosses state lines, it's enough reason for the feds to come in. Let's see what else. Cynthia, do you see any comments that stood out to you or that you wanted to?
Oh, no. But I was going to ask you a question.
Yes.
So considering that we were talking about the call, sending them out to Montello, what do you think about that?
The call out to Montello?
Yeah. So when Kurt called them out to Montello saying that Dylan was being held hostage, what do you think about that call? And how the key fob ended up going back in the trailer while they were out there?
Well, I think there's two different stories being told here. Because there was the tarot reader. But then apparently it was Robert Aviles that told him this via Candace. So major discrepancy, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Huge discrepancy. Was it a tarot reader? Or did Robert Aviles tell you this? Thank you, Chris, for the $5 super chat or $4.99 super chat. Chris is saying, don't know if you looked already, but at 48.50 on Salty's Live is when they ask Ellen about Elaine Price, and Dylan says he knows her. Thank you for that timestamp, because I will certainly go to it and check it out. because I definitely would like to know why Dylan Burke is saying one thing on a live stream and something completely different in my chat box.
Apparently, I think it was either him or Ellen that said, I got a text about it that said, it's Dylan's best friend's mom.
Yes, something along those lines. But when I asked him, he didn't know Ellen in the area, or Elaine, I mean. And I so I'm like, what? Oh, hi Mal, if you're in here, I see someone talking to you. Joy Catcher, who would imagine this kind of thing happening? This is rare, so it's understandable the family responded this way. They aren't law enforcement or like us who are into this. Exactly. You really do have to see it from their perspective. Every single case, we always look at the people closest to Dylan, but quite frankly, I feel like this family has been raked over the coals in so many ways. The comments that I've seen, again, I have talked about this on a way different live stream in the past, a while ago, but they're disgusting. I mean, just outright calling Dylan names, calling his mother names, all kinds of stuff. And I don't know why that's okay with people. Because whatever Candace owes to whoever or whatever her and Justin's relationship, blah, blah, blah. What does that have to do with Dylan missing at this moment? Those two people could be doing nothing. And then you could really say that they're shit parents, but they're not doing nothing. They're standing together and they are calling out law enforcement agencies. And you don't see that a lot. But I can just tell you with the people that have called me, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm all the way on the other side of the country from them. And these people are frustrated that they can't get through, or that Box Elder County wouldn't come out and look at things and do things. So they've resorted to contacting YouTubers. That's that is not good. I've done my best to put people into contact with them. And it's just, I definitely understand Candace's frustration. If this was my child, I'm telling you, you guys would see a monster in me. You guys would be having a whole lot to say about me, because I would be all over the news. I would be saying all kinds of stuff. Find my son, please. And just like she said, why are you holding on to this? You really didn't want anything to do with it to begin with, so just pass it off. And I get it. I do. I completely get it. So,
I think it's terrible, the scrutiny that they faced. Like, it's just, I could understand it if Dylan were a 4-year-old or a 9-year-old child and they were last seen with their family. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, then of course you're gonna look at the family. But like, this is, a young but grown man living in a complete other state. His family dropped everything and made a 4-hour trip, his entire family, like, to go down and look for him. They aren't involved. The police have said that they aren't involved. So I don't understand, like, why continue dragging them through the mud? Like, none of their past history matters in regards to like debt or issues between Justin and Candace. It's
been a really rough ride for them. They've been with a rogue PI that is just, still up until now, still with some personal vendetta against Candace, which, let it go already, Jim. Seriously. She's a missing son. I mean, Jesus. Daniel, it's common in missing cases. I am proud of this mother doesn't stand down. Same. Because I'm telling you, you say what you want about her, but she's strong. She is strong, because I'm telling you right now that if it was me, I would be coming for some of these people on here. Say another damn word about my kid. Say another damn word about my family. I would be coming for you. I get angry like that when it comes to my family. So how she's held herself together that way, I commend her for it. And that's it. I can't stand the people that are, oh, look at her, look at the way she's sitting, and look at Justin. He can't talk. Justin has a voice. He could speak anytime he wants. You guys obviously aren't very good at reading body language, because this time in this interview that I saw, he was looking much more towards her for answers. There seems to be something that thawed between the two of them. I talked about this on my last live stream, but there seems to be, in my opinion. Uh, I'm pretty sure that Justin can speak when he wants to. Okay. I can't stand this narrative of, oh, she's just a witch and, she's got to do all the talking. It's his mother, for Christ's sake. Would you rather her not talk? I mean, then you guys would all be saying, oh, they don't care about their kid. They're not even looking for him. They're not even saying anything.
Exactly. They're damned if they do and they're damned if they don't.
Yeah.
I think Candace is a badass. And I'm like, when there's movement on Dylan's case, it's solely because of her.
Yep.
And I don't really even think that she needs an advocate. She doesn't. She's doing extremely well in advocating for Dylan.
She is, but again, even the strong break.
Yeah.
Oh, we're echoing. Yeah, even the strong break, she's very strong. She really, really is. And I don't know. I've been impressed with these last two interviews with what she has said and what she's trying to make happen. And she did make something happen. Now all of a sudden Box Elder wants to sit down with them. Good. I still don't know how equipped they are, but either way, it does speak to her ability to get things done. And she hasn't just, like Candace Wells, so, oh, let me just set my kid aside because I have other kids that are still alive. No. She did say we do have two other children, so we can't be down there all of the time. But you still see them on the news. You still see her doing interviews, talking about her son. I mean, I just don't know what people want,
Yeah. It's horrible.
The Joy Catcher is saying some of us can't talk in front and make sense at the same time. I'd be a mess like Justin. Candace is strong for sure. Exactly. I think Justin obviously is not the communicator in the family. It's obviously Candace. Usually every family has one. I'm definitely the one for my family. I can tell you right now that God forbid something like this happened to my kid, I would be the one talking. Tyler would probably be Justin, standing next to me. But, that's just, it's not because she's taking over everything and she's looking for a kid, you guys. That's what's happening. And then you see these creators attacking her every move and creating these personal vendettas against her and stuff. It's just insane. Like with your son missing and then you got to deal with that nonsense. Like, miss me with that. Seriously.
I've always gotten the vibe off of Justin that he's not comfortable in front of a camera.
Yeah, I don't think he's comfortable with that at all. But, props to him that he's still doing it for Dylan. It just, people keep, I don't know, just saying a bunch of, oh, Candace is lying and da 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 da. Okay, listen, I will agree that the story that was initially put out about Dylan was painted very nicely. I always say that was painted very nicely. There's other things that have happened, but again, if it was your kid that was missing, would you come out and say, you know what, this bad thing, this bad thing, this bad thing, this bad? No, you're going to come out and say, my kid's missing and help me. This is what he likes to do, and this, and this. I don't know. People have just been, in my opinion, unfairly cruel to her. And really, when you do that, you're shitting all over Dylan and his whole family is what you're doing. So,
yeah.
Daniel's a good advocate. I like Daniel. I'm happy to have you on my chat, Daniel. She's on a mission right now. She will break it inevitably. Who wouldn't? She will break. It's inevitable. I'm sorry. Who wouldn't? Exactly. She's trying to find her son, and things are moving. A detective friend says the police are hurry up and wait. Hmm.
There's been a lot of waiting for
Yeah,
sure.
I mean, I kind of knew this case was gonna be this way. I worry a lot that if they do not find Dylan, obviously it's going to be a circumstantial case if they do decide to lay charges against Brenner, and it does worry me. I do have to say that. I sincerely wish that this man, this horrible, violent man, would just do something right in his life and tell us where Dylan is. Tell Dylan's family where Dylan is. Um, I don't know. I hate that guy. I just have to say that.
Yeah, it's going to be exceedingly difficult for them to be successful in those kinds of charges without, you know, without a body.
Yeah. And with how many people go missing out in the desert, you're right, Nicole. She's saying, I don't think whoever did this, or I'm sorry, I think whoever did this didn't expect Candace to be such a boss. Right. Um, she started moving and she has not stopped. And again, people can say what they want, but think about if it was your kid and people were coming after you like this and trying to sling mud all over your family and pass things that happened in your family while you're trying to look for your missing child. Just think about that. And anyone that pretends like they don't have skeletons in their closet, miss me with that, okay? Because you're a liar. Anyway.
She's not going to stop until she finds Dylan. I'm certain of that. And
I
no one would. So I
uh
understand.
hey, some bitch or beach. Damn it. Why do you do this to me? Because I always want to pronounce your name like that girl. She said I also had people following him every single second of the day till he broke. Oh, what oh, okay. I didn't see the rest of I don't know what conversation you guys are having. Yep, they didn't expect the world to care. Same as Summer Wells. They never expected the world to care. And when everybody started caring, these people, they're very good at lying. Big, big liars. I can't wait to talk to Mr. Berg.
One thing that stands out to me though is how James Brenner lived in Candace's backyard, and he did like that 2-month trip with Dylan. I'm just like, why now? I'm not doubting that he's involved at all, but I'm just saying, like, why now? You know what I mean? Is it because Dylan was out there alone and it was the perfect opportunity, and maybe Brenner just blew up?
I really am leaning towards him snapping, like just losing it. I mean, he does have a history of that.
Yeah.
You know, it just, but it will always bother me about the boots.
I guess that would kind of align with some of the people that have said that Brenner wasn't very intelligent. I mean, it could be that simple of an explanation. Or uh, possibly not having enough time and just kind of forgetting that the boots were, I don't know, maybe in his trailer or somewhere that would like for sure be like the first place that people would see them. So maybe he just like ran over to the dirt pile and threw them out once he realized that he still had the boots.
I'm having Wi-Fi issues. I'm having Wi-Fi issues.
Okay, I
So
can hear you now.
yeah, I still only have yellow bars though. So I'm just waiting, like if it go back up or it. Okay, I have full bars again, so I could hear everything you were saying. I hope everyone else could. I think they could. Um, because yeah, my Wi-Fi was being crazy. Oh, hey Cluckers, how are you? Ladies, I think people are looking into it because Candace hasn't been on the ground looking for Dylan. Hope you all understand why people have their own opinions. Well, I'm pretty sure that Candace did search for Dylan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So,
and she's been doing as many interviews as possible, which if she had something to hide, I doubt she would be bringing attention to her son's case. That's just my opinion, right? People that have something to hide don't want to bring attention to themselves.
the old
Well,
thing.
not always, but I
People that
feel
had nothing to hide nothing. I mean, I just, I don't think that she would be like on the news and stuff like that if she did did something. Um, and you do have to remember, Cluckers. Yes, I can respect other people's opinions. What I will not respect is people just openly attacking Dylan's family, his mother and father. Um, I'm not sure how anyone can justify that. You don't know these people, neither do I. What we do know is that they have a missing son. So if you didn't like the way she talked in interviews, some person commented on my video yesterday that they didn't like the way I said the word Texas because it sounds like the state. And then the real word is Tex. Okay. I mean, hate me for it. For Christ's sake. People focus on the most ridiculous things sometimes. And I guess that's what irks me.
Yeah, I feel like they've done everything that they could do. I mean, if you think about all of the missing persons cases where some of them don't even get attention, like look what Candace has done. She's done an amazing job. Dylan is everyone's talking about Dylan. Everybody knows about Dylan, and that's because of Candace.
Yep. Very much about her. Daniel is saying again, I thought he was a fall guy, but now we have a very angry, belligerent drunk passed over his horse carriage. Dylan wouldn't move the grain truck because he didn't want the grain to get wet. Yeah. I'm sorry, some beach. I haven't seen what story you were telling in here. So, Grandma, thank you for being a support to her. Yes, and hi, Cluckers. um, let's see. I'm just scrolling through you guys' stuff. Cluckers is saying, I'm not saying she has something to hide. I'm just saying she isn't boots on the ground. And not everybody can be, Cluckers. You do have to remember that, they do have two other children. They do have to go back to some sort of life. But you can't say that they've just given up on Dylan or anything like that. And I'm not saying you did say that, but they obviously clearly have not. So
Daniel Tribley said Dylan hit Brenner's horse carriage that morning with his grain truck. Yeah, I do feel like that could have preceded some kind of attack on Dylan because it was Brenner's horse gate, right? That was hit. So I'm like, I doubt he would just be like cool with that.
right.
And then he was frantically telling Candace, I had to move the grain truck. Was that after you did something to Dylan?
Well, it had to be. Well,
Yeah.
I would think so. Yeah. Tina Brown is saying, I didn't even know true crime on YouTube was a thing. Oh yes, girl. Welcome to the pit. Till Dylan's case. For some reason, this heavy guy's channel popped up, and I went down a rabbit hole, and here I am. I don't know how I found Jess. Well, I'm glad you did. Yeah, true crime is a big thing on YouTube, actually. Thank you, Grandma. Lisa Jones. I love Lisa Jones, okay? Because she just says it how it is. People are dumb as hell. Sorry, not sorry. Thank you, Lisa Jones. I want to say things like that a lot, but Thistle. Hi, Thistle. Candace and Justin have other kids they need to take care of also. They were asked to stay off the land, so they did what they could with social media. Yeah, they have really utilized the media and social media. And unfortunately, as per usual, up, I'm stuck again. But as per usual, there has to be some jackasses that just need to attack someone. So, why not do it to the mother of a missing person? Perfect. It's kind of infuriating. It just really is. It's annoying. I put myself in her shoes and how that would feel, and I would probably want to just fight all of YouTube, honestly. Like, just fight me. I choose violence. So that's how I feel.
Yeah, it's this kind of stuff that makes me concerned about like society as a whole. It's just like really like where are we at right now where people think it's okay to, attack a family that's missing their child.
Yeah, it's insane when you really think about it. Daniel was saying at Tanya Franklin, can you imagine looking at the desert and just wondering where to even start? Exactly. Just the again, the vastness of this place is insane. And so they're not their backgrounds are not in searching or things like that. So you go out there and you're like, what do we do? You're looking for law enforcement obviously to lead. That's what they do. So when they're not doing that, it's a problem.
Yeah, I was shocked when I heard that in the interview where Candace was just saying that, obviously they don't know the area and they were looking to law enforcement to like lead the search because that's what law enforcement is supposed to do, put together an organized, like group of people and lead it. And that's not what happened. Apparently they were just like, well, where do we go look? Like they're asking Candace.
Yeah, really. I mean, and imagine that. She's like, I don't know. Like, you don't know what to do. I think she did what she, came to mind, which was let's take this to the world. Let's take this to social media and get help somehow. Like someone listened to me, and a lot of people listened, and we still are. Um, e, you know, the riffraff that carries on about this case, whatever. But Tanya Franklin, yeah, the SO should have set up a grid search, but I mean, they had helicopters. EquiSearch has people out there. That lady talked about it with Candace on duty, Ron. Yeah, they do now. They didn't in the beginning. I was about to say something. Somebody told me something really early on. Oh, about Dylan's boots. They said that Box Elder just literally put his boots like in the back of the police cruiser, not in a bag, they just put them there and then they left them there for like days and days and days. They didn't process them. They didn't do anything. Um, and I was like, what? They didn't put them in a bag. Why would they not put them in a paper bag? What is that? And then they just leave them in there. And then you hear Candace on these interviews saying, they told her like, oh, that was blood on your son's boot. Well, why would you say that to her? And then you guys don't even process the boot for, I think it
Yeah,
was like 6 days or something.
I was shocked when I heard that. I was like, what? So they were just like lying to her.
Yeah.
And then the other part that was like crazy was how they were allowing like James Brenner to dictate the search of the grain shed property. And I'm like, so if Dylan went missing May 28th and Brenner was arrested June 10th, that leaves him 13 days to hide evidence.
Brenner arrested on June. I think Brenner was arrested on the 5th.
Candace said June 10th. I'm not quite sure because when I went to Weber County, it's just showing his transfer. So,
well, because in these court documents, where it says here, oh, my screen's not sharing, is it? Hang on.
I don't think it was June 10th actually, come to think of it, because didn't they talk with him on June 20th?
Well, hold on. Let me share the screen and make sure it shares and take this chat down. I always forget to take the message down, and then you can only see like half of what I'm showing on my screen. I'm trying to remember that. But no,
Oh,
right here, Cynthia,
I think
where
she
it
said
says,
June 10th, and then he was released again, like released. So maybe he was arrested a second time,
I don't
which
know,
would have
because
been
with the interview here, James Benner and then transport, obviously he was put in jail. And then it was 2 days after that, it was on the 7th of July that that the FBI came out with that statement, that he was a suspect and all of
oh
that.
no. So the July 5th right there, the transport, that's to Weaver County from Box Elder. I'm certain though, now that I think about it, it was June 16th that he was arrested. It was June 16th, and let me look and see if I have it. I think I have like a screenshot of when he was in Box Elder. Either way, like that's 2 weeks, around 2 weeks that he was on the grain shed property and like telling police that they couldn't search because they were irritating him.
Yeah, listen, that was infuriating to listen to when they knew that he had a warrant, and you're going to move away. This kid's missing. Oh, he's irritated. Okay, he should be in jail. He shouldn't even have been there. It's like that's just it tells you a lot about this police work. That's what it does. So again, fully understand Candace's frustration. And they knew. It's unbelievable that they knew that he had this, this warrant, and they did nothing. They accommodated him.
He also had a warrant from like
What is
30.
Jim Terry's in here? What's up, Jim? What do you need? Grandma, why are you even obsessed with Jess? Is Jim obsessed with me? What's the problem? I don't even see him. I don't see him in here. But anyway, go ahead, Cynthia. What were you saying?
He had a warrant that was canceled like July of last year, but it was for like a conviction from almost 30 years ago that he was just like on the run from. And
Yeah.
it's kind of shocking how a lack of interstate communication between like the court system and law enforcement has allowed this man to like hurt people and move out of state. He hit someone in the head with a tire iron.
I thought it was a hammer.
It was a tire iron.
This guy. I hate this man. Can I say that one more time? I'm sorry. I get, emotionally invested, and like I just have hatred for this man. Because he did something like really heinous to Dylan. You just know it. Obviously, you just know it. And it's just infuriating. Like, Jesus, you old fat like POS. You really had to do this. This is seriously, you really had to take this young man's life. You had to do that. Like, ugh.
Yeah, I get the vibe that he doesn't care about anyone but himself. Whatever is going to benefit him, or people that are really quick to anger like that to where they explode, they're childish. I don't think that he has the emotional capacity to really care about what he did.
No emotional intelligence. Kimberly is saying Kurt's daughter said someone who is building out at the tunnel saw two vehicles and a four-wheeler out there the day Dylan went missing. Possible Elaine. Possible. She said she didn't know Elaine. So, um,
Oh, I just uploaded his booking if you want to show it. It
hi,
was
Christ Wrath. um, sorry, Christ Wrath is forcing me to say hello to him. Not that he needs to force me, but anyway, Well, I'm sorry, Cynthia. What were you saying?
Oh, I just uploaded the record for James Brenner's booking when he was first booked at Box
Mhm.
Elder. It's June
Okay.
20th. You can show it if you want. I just put it in here in the
And the
studio.
fire.
Can
Hang
you
on.
see it?
Mm-mm. Hold on a sec. Yeah, come on. No, I don't see anything. Oh wait, I'm not scrolling down far enough. Derp. No, we're gonna need to take the chat down so it'll be bigger. Uh, there it is. Is there any way you can like blow it up just a little bit more? Or no? Let me take this
Uh-uh.
number down too.
Yeah, after I uploaded it, I don't have any control over it.
Okay. I mean, you can see it though. I'm like looking really in.
Yeah, so it was June 20th.
June 20th. Yep.
Mhm.
Okay. Thank you. Um, Clear that up, and we'll put the chat back up. Let me see.
Oh, Christ Wrath said, tell Cynthia I said hello. Well, I'll say hello. She doesn't have to tell me. I'm here.
You love her bathroom videos? You've been doing bathroom videos, Cynthia. What are you
Yeah,
doing?
I use my master bathroom to like do videos in. It's as big as a bedroom, so it's big enough. I switch between like having my jet tub in the background or like the mirror.
He wants to know if you're actually sitting on the toilet when you make the vids or not.
Oh no.
It would be kind of hilarious if you were, though. Like, you know, if you needed to like do something, you just make a really bad face about James Brenner and nobody would know. We could really do a TikTok video with you doing one of your live streams with me saying they're gonna know, and you're gonna be like, no, they're not. How are they gonna know? They're gonna know. They're not gonna know. No, they're gonna know. Like, so, can I go? I want to go. A throne fit for a queen. You gotta love Christ's wrath. You just really do. I'm gonna go fill up my water real quick. I don't know if you want to talk about anything specifically or anything, but I
I'm
need
actually
some water.
gonna
Huh?
head to go get coffee and then run some errands. I
Okay.
came on like right after I woke up. I have a couple things I need to do though.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess we're gonna say goodbye to Cynthia, and I need a water break. So, all right. Well, thank you for
Thank
coming
you
up,
for having
Cynthia.
me on. Yeah, for sure. Bye everyone.
Bye. All right, I definitely need a water break, guys. So, Christ Wrath, do you want to take over here? Because you always have the best comments. But yeah, I'll be right back. I just desperately need some water. Let there be light. Okay, I am back. What are you guys in here cutting up about? I'm only going to do about maybe a couple minutes more. But I do want to just say really quickly that, and I always forget, but to all of you that have privately sent me Cash Apps, I don't advertise like my Cash App. You'll never see it like running across my screen or anything, but it is in my About section. And the people that have sent me anonymous Cash Apps, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Every time I get one, it makes me smile because it just feels like someone appreciates me. So thank you for that. And I know you guys had to like dig through my page and on my About section to even find that Cash App. So it made me feel like you really wanted to do that. And it just makes me feel good. So thank you. Yes. Well, I don't get Amazon gifts, Grandma, except for you. You've got my mic. Um, but no, there have been quite a few. Yeah. And Christ Wrath, thank you. Thank you so much. You have been more than kind to me. Um, and then the other ones, I don't know exactly who to thank because they are anonymous. But I just, if you're watching, thank you. It means a lot to me. So, yes, with that said, if you gave us a P.O. box, we would send you Amazon gifts. What are you going to send me? What in the world do I need? Well, I probably need a Wi-Fi booster, but I'm getting one. I think somebody donated to the booster fund already, Holly. So, Lisa, you're always special. Just, oh, thank you, Lisa. You guys always make me feel so good. You guys are just kind. Yeah. Grandma, it was either that or the chipmunks. Grandma felt compelled to. She was like, "I'm done with this girl's mic. Like, she needs a new mic. I can't do the chipmunk sound anymore." So, and I don't blame you. I hated it, and now I'm hating when my Wi-Fi like gets choppy out here. So, getting a booster out here, and we should stop running into that problem. Hopefully, Christ Wrath, you wouldn't know what we get you if you don't give us the address. No, I don't. It's not that I care about people having my address. It wouldn't be a wise idea for people to just show up at my house, but not for them. I mean, but I don't know. I just, I don't know. Other people do that. I don't know that I want to do that. It's just kind of, I don't know if it's weird, but it's just kind of, yeah, a little weird, I guess. I don't know. But where would you not find a snail? The salt flats. Oh, that's interesting. Why is Jim calling me? Jim, why are you calling me? What does Jim want? To be on every stream on YouTube. He will not be satisfied. Hold on. Let me answer him. Well, never mind. He's stopped. Oh my God, no squirrels. I know the squirrels were the worst, you guys. You know that because the grain truck hit his horse carriage. Exactly. Hang on. Let me just answer this call real quick. I don't know why he's. Yes, Jim.
Hey, do you guys deliver?
I mean, I don't know why you're calling because you said, "Oh, I'm done going on channels with 68 people watching." You've made the big time to.
You have 115. That's not 65. Plus, you show yourself. See, I can see you. It's when you have a picture of an egg or a dinosaur. I don't like those people. Plus, Eyebrow Girl was just on, so I felt compelled.
Okay, Christ's Wrath is saying that you owe him $500.
Who the hell's Christ's Wrath, and for what?
I don't know, but do you want Christ's Wrath coming down upon you? I don't think so.
Yeah,
So,
I don't owe anybody anything for anything. Christ asses, I own $500. I'd love to know who that is. But hey, listen, that goes right along with the Puerto Rican child that I have. And I owe child support on. But so I'm dying to know. I mean, I got a call from somebody in law enforcement, and I got a totally different take on what went on there as to why the police weren't talking. And I think you might be able to figure this out. I wanted to bounce it off of you.
all right, go ahead.
So there was a part in the video where Candace Cooley is droning on and on with her husband. And he says, he crosses his arms, and he says, well, there was 4 or 5 of them out there that did a really good job. And she looks at him and cuts him a look. And she goes, yeah, okay, whatever. And then rolls her eyes and goes back over. It's in the first third of the video. It's the most compelling part of the whole thing. It's right after she says, I'll allow him to talk to you now. If you read the body language and all that, so here's why that's important. I've said from the beginning, and a law enforcement source told me from that department, that they have always told everybody what was going on, just not her. Justin Rounds is given way more information than Candace Cooley.
That's not true.
Yeah. A cop told me from that department.
I don't care what they told you. It's not true.
Justin more information.
Jim, that may be true, but your personal vendetta with Candace, just end it. For the love of God, I've told you this. Just end it. It's just why it's unnecessary. It's just why we're talking about a missing person, not your private issues with Candace. And I don't believe them. And I'm gonna tell you why I don't believe them. Because aside from the parents, people out in that area that have been trying their hardest to help have been outright dismissed and ignored, and I know that for a fact. And it's been more than one. So I don't find
YouTube creators that are out there. Who's been dismissed? YouTube creators looking?
No.
Or who are you speaking of?
No. In fact, the people that I'm speaking of, YouTube has no idea they exist, and they want to keep it that way, and we're going to keep it that way. So
when you had me get in contact with the FBI agent, I understand what you mean by this now. I get what you say. Let me just play devil's advocate. And you tell me, set me straight on this. Okay. I spoke to the FBI agent 4 total times. In the 4th time, you and I haven't spoke about yet. A woman called me that had worked with him. And I said, this lady says she works with him. He knew who she was, but it was on some cyber stuff. He was extremely curious about it. But here's the deal. He said that, I says, well, you didn't know about this and you didn't know about that. You didn't know about this and you didn't know about that. He says, Jim, no, I wasn't aware of this interview and that and this name and that name. He goes, that's the first. I said, but how could you not be aware of this? He says, let me tell you what my day is like. Hey, I have a vision. And I woke up from my dream last night, and I think he's in a pond about 100 miles away. Will you go check? The problem is, if you get 150 tips, 99.9% of them are garbage. So do you think maybe the reason some of these people were ignored is because right after they called with maybe some legit information, how are they supposed to know who's legit and who's not? Who's a psychic and a tarot card reader and who isn't? How can you discern that? How can you differentiate the two?
Well,
you get so many?
Quite easily. I mean, if somebody calls you and said, hey, I have a dream, I would be hanging up on them. But if they're saying, hey, I found something out here, this and that, you have to leave no stone unturned. So I think that would be pretty easy to decipher.
Do you believe that the shovels and all those found at that place where they did send the FBI agents, Lance and Ty Corbin, do you believe that was staged for YouTube hits, or do you think that was a legit possibility that something was out there? Because they went out there and didn't find anything, and that wasn't somebody that was a psychic or whatever. I mean, do you think that was BS, or do you think that was credible at the time?
I'm not really sure. I've seen a couple of their streams, but I'm just not too familiar with Lance and Ty. Don't really know them
enough to get 21 FBI agents out there and law enforcement. I mean, they must have thought it took them a month, but it was,
even with them going to Brenner's shack, Candace is correct. We've all known about this shack for how long? A long while. And they just, and it wasn't Box Elder that executed that search warrant. It was Elko, so it's, great. Yeah. We're glad that you guys finally got that, but we've all already known that for a long while. So Now, I don't think the most telling thing about that interview was Justin and Candace's relationship. I think it's exactly what they were saying about the police department. They're just correct about it.
So why do you think the motivation not to work with her or give her information is? Why do you think they're not? Do you think they're just inept? Are they small time? Do they not have anything? What's the motivation to go in the opposite direction? Because let me tell you something. The detectives that were involved in JonBenet Ramsey's disappearance are the same detectives. They don't let those cases go no matter how bad they do. And you can see they never found anything there. These people aren't just going to turn this over because Candace wants them to. Why do you think they have kept stuff or not talked to her? What's the motivation? Has to be something.
Well, it's not just her. They haven't talked to the whole damn family. They're not updating them. They are not doing. They're not doing their job. There should be. I mean, listen. The way this normally works, a police department should be keeping in contact with the family. Absolutely. They should be updating them. Once a week, a couple times a week. Just keeping contact with that. That's the least that they can do. And a lot of police departments do that. So when they are not doing that, they're not doing their job. And it's across the spectrum. I don't think this is personal towards her. It's about them. They're just not doing their job. And they've recognized that because they are extending an olive branch to sit down with the family, not just Candace, the family, on Monday. So,
What do you say to the massive? Now, I do my show Tuesday nights, and I would say of the 50 to 60 calls I get an hour, and I can get to about 20 of them.
Oh, wait a minute. We're going off topic here for a second. But I'm hearing that you are refusing to set up a PayPal or something like that for Michelle.
Yes, I will not get in between anybody's money. I'm not setting up GoFundMe's. I'm not setting. If she wants to set it up and come on the show or have somebody, I will give her carte blanche on my show. But like Doug and a lot of these other YouTube creators, what is that called? Amazon wish list?
Yeah.
I am not going to set up an Amazon wish list and get in between somebody and their money, because there's enough people out there that are going to say, you're taking a percentage. Let's see. If she wants to do that, she is more than welcome. We have a birthday party set up for on October 11th. But what I'm not going to do is collect money for somebody else and have everybody wonder how much of it I gave to her or whatever. I do not do that. Your payment is being able to come on the show and promote whatever you want to do. And we've done nice stuff for Michelle. Let me give you an example. I've got people calling me wanting her home address to send her jewelry. I don't know what to do. Well, I make this jewelry for people I want to send. Do I give her personal information over the phone to a lady in Connecticut? So I don't get in the middle of anybody's information.
I don't blame you for not doing that,
No
because
way.
there's a lot of scammers on YouTube, and they have done that. They'll take money for another person. Then they're accused of cheating them out of the money and all this. So I don't really blame you for that.
Yeah, she wants it. Somebody called me, wanted to say, he said, well, listen, can I give you $300 towards a computer for her? And I says, no, email her. It's not because
that's exactly what you do. Send it to her.
Nobody put Michelle on their program to the degree that I had until after she was on my program. And now everybody wants to make it look like, oh, Michelle, come over. Where were they a year ago, 6 months ago, 6 weeks ago? They're all using her because they saw the amount of money that I had rolling in when she was on.
Before I get off the phone with you, I am going to give you your narcissist fuel because I know you need it. But no one, I don't believe anyone else could pull off having Michelle as a host but you. So that's your compliment from me today.
Now what's going to happen, and this breaks my heart. And by the way, Michelle mentally, like if she is smarter than I am times 10. She has a physical deficiency. She can't get it out, which is what makes it such a compelling radio. Her mind is sharper than mine. She's not a stupid woman. We had conversations on the air. Okay. But when people blocked her from coming on their shows, for example, Duty Ron blocked her, won't let her on. And now all these people see that and they're like, well, listen, if we can get it to look like Jim Terry screwed her over and she comes over here, We can set up a GoFundMe for her. We'll take and it'll bring the numbers over here. We've got other people coming on the show. If she feels that it's better to go and rail on me on other channels, that's fine. Just, Michelle, look who gave you your opportunity, because none of these other people would. None of these other people would.
So, so did you and Michelle have a falling out?
No, she called. Well, I mean, as much as you can. I mean, she called the show the other day, and I've listened to it 4 times. I still don't know what she said. But I know that a couple of days ago, after the Doug argument, what happened was Doug needs a new revenue stream, because I'm not there anymore. His numbers are down. He had 120 people the other night when I had 2,100.
You know he's going to cuss you out for this, right?
Well, he can. But the problem is this: they need a new Steve Urkel. See, when I came on the show, I was Steve Urkel. It was the 20 minutes that everybody waited. Well, that doesn't exist anymore because I got my own thing going on. What upsets me is that I think these people from now on will take advantage of Michelle, or have the possibility to. They see the revenue in her. And to me, that's the part that doesn't make any sense. I didn't just grab a handicap, but what somebody told her, and she said this because she emailed one of my mods, is I see all the money coming in for Jim Terry when I was on the show. Where's my percentage? Well, that's Doug talking. That's Perplexed QT talking. If you want to come on my show, and do you think I should set up not a GoFundMe, a Amazon wish list for her, Jess? I mean, how would you handle it if you were me? You've been doing this longer than me. What am I supposed to do? I'm damned if I do, damned if I don't.
I would not. Because I would not, because you will most likely.
People hate me. They think I'm trying to.
Yeah, this chat is not feeling you at all. I'm just gonna be honest with you.
They think I should say. Well, they're woke. They're triggered. You know, they're not just the white guys that talk fast. That's all.
Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean?
Well, when I do my analytics, there's a demographic that likes what I am. Let me give you an example. I went on one show and I said the word white trash, and all the white people in the chat room says, "You've got to apologize. You're not allowed to say white trash." Your demographic is more towards the left. It's more younger females, I would say 18 to 35, where mine is more about 35 to 55. It's Trump and it's Biden is what it is.
No, you are so wrong.
It's triggered.
You are completely wrong. You have no idea how many Republicans I have, what my analytics are. They are not 18 to whatever.
Husbands, take the trash out, Bob.
No.
No. Get that with me. They're intimidated.
So Dylan Berg is saying, no, that's a completely different person, unrelated to the Rounds case.
Who's Dylan Berg? Dylan Berg, the Dylan Berg, Ellen Berg's son?
The Dylan Berg, yes.
Oh, okay. Boy, he really disappeared.
Oh, he's never disappeared. I've always kept in contact with him.
Now, huh?
Over here, where? On my channel?
Over in your show.
No, I think he was just on Salty's last night, I think. But he said...
Ellen was.
Oh.
I talked to Ellen on the show. Yeah, Ellen was on the show. I didn't know Dylan was. I haven't heard from Dylan since he was pushing that cryptocurrency.
No,
So you don't think I should set up a GoFundMe, or you don't think I should have taken money in for her? Why?
Hold on.
This is important to me.
Yeah, but, well, because I just told you, you're going to be accused of scamming. I promise it.
Yeah. Well, we'll let Perplex QT and the others do that then, I guess. I don't need the money bad enough. They need the... See, and that's where it comes to, if it was all about the numbers, I'd put her on every show. I even told her off the air, I says, Michelle, I love you to death, but I'm not going to put you on every show. You'll get oversaturated like Black Dove got. Now everybody wants Black Dove because he hasn't been around in a month. The first time he was on in a long time was with you in the middle of the night. You guys tried to get a hold of me. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
When you disappear for a while and come back on, they want you. You can oversaturate Michelle, and that's what they'll do.
Yeah. And you're correct about that. I'm telling Dylan to come on because there was conflicting stuff.
About me?
No, not about you. But about what was said about this Elaine person that was in these court documents.
Who is she?
I don't know. Good question. You tell me. Because
we did a search. I did a criminal and civil, and
I did all kinds of searches. Yeah.
And I asked Ty Corbin, and Ty Corbin usually there's a lady named Truth Seeker. Has she ever been on your show?
I think I've seen that person. Yeah.
Okay, that is the fire chief's wife, and that's out there. It's nothing I'm saying for the first time. That's just a nickname she goes by. Okay, a lot of those people are somebody. Some people have told me, because that might have something to do with the whole Walmart thing, maybe. I don't know, because the Walmart thing interests me as well. What do you think he got or had at Walmart? Was he buying lye shovels? What was he getting at Walmart or doing? Go ahead.
That's what I was thinking. Like it was some type of, but that would, if that were true, if it was Brenner, which a lot of people think it was Dylan, but if it was Brenner buying the stuff, that would be premeditation, because that's over a month before Dylan went missing that the Walmart trip occurred. So I think it was Dylan that was actually buying something, but I just wonder what it is. Most people
to protect himself.
Maybe. I mean,
because this guy and him had gotten into it. I mean, he had fought with half a dozen people out there, but I mean, you're going to get that in business. He had arguments with people. Brenner, who was the other guy he got into a fight with that was older, and then they said is not even a suspect. There were, he got into arguments with several people out there, and several other people got in arguments with Kurt Wadsworth. What did you think about the distraction of them getting over there with the Wadsworths, and then all of a sudden everything shows up at the house? What's the motivation behind that distraction?
I don't know. Candace said it was reward money, but No.
And then I'll leave you with this. The distraction was not because the Wadsworths had anything to do with the murder. The distraction was they had to get that gun and key fob out of his trailer because they didn't want him to know that he was sleeping over there every night. See, he never admitted that. The Wadsworths never admitted that Dylan Rounds was staying at his trailer for a long, long, long time, almost every night. And why wouldn't they admit that if they didn't have anything to do with the murder? Well, we know what they're covering up. You know what I mean? And I think that's the thing that they can't say. That's where they're pinched. In order to really throw them under the bus, she would have to admit that her son was staying every night over a 59-year-old man's house and trailer, which just doesn't look good. Not now, anyways. So we'll see. But how many people are watching us now, Jess? How many?
119. Tina Brown is saying maybe Dylan bought something and Jim stole it and they found it in Jim's trailer.
Maybe that's a great point.
Potentially, but what was in that was Dylan's trailer, then the Walmart receipt and product, and then the Walmart stills. So I'm going to assume just that it was in Dylan's trailer. I'm just going to assume that from where it was on those court documents.
My concern here is this guy dies in jail. He's not healthy. If you believe that Brooke girl, he looks, like he's lost tons of weight.
Did you do something to Karmic Vibes?
Karmic Vibes I don't know who that is. They're one of 3 people that follows me to everything I go, and their job is to do nothing but pop up and bash me. So I don't know what they're doing.
Well, she's always fine in my chat.
There's Karmic Vibes, there's Graham, and then there's one other person that Tony, Toni, and they'll follow me to every chat room. They'll never come up on a show. They'll never come up on a panel. They'll never call in. Don't forget, there's 6 or 8 people here that do nothing but follow me around. They make fake Facebook pages, fake Jim Terry TV pages.
Graham is here.
Their job.
Graham is here. Graham is here.
Graham is always here. Graham will be everywhere that I'm at, except for the shows where I've never had anybody.
Graham is telling you to leave Dylan alone. Karmic Vibes is also saying, laughing my ass off, I'm one person.
Yeah, so Karmic Vibes is one person, Graham is one person, but they're part of a little core group. And all they do is go around and do that with me, no matter what I'm on. If Graham was such a good friend and knew so much, after being in all these chat rooms for all this time, Graham, man or woman, there's people that have told me that Graham is one of Dylan Rounds' high school buddies. And then there were several people that actually thought it was Candace Cooley, but I don't think that. I think that Graham is a buddy of a high school buddy.
I have one last question for you.
Go ahead.
Why do you fight with female creators? But the male creators,
Great question.
You bow down to. Why is that, Jim?
Who do I bow down to? I've never bowed down to anybody. You talk about Doug.
Well, Doug is threatening to kick your teeth down your throat.
Doug is the only male Doug is the only male that's ever come after me.
But you always go after women. That is true. Candace,
no.
Sleuth Mom.
No, No. I had no idea who Sleuth Mom was until she released my phone call. That was retaliation. Perplexed UT, Queen Bee, Good Egg, which, by the way, have all been doxxed now. The reason I did
That's
that.
not a good thing, but anyway.
Well, it's not illegal, and I'll tell you what.
It's not illegal, but it's childish as shit.
When you're a middle school teacher and you're doing a radio show with a crack dealer, your school probably should know about it, and they do, and they're not happy. But you asked a good question. Doug is the only one that's ever given me shit that's a male. Like, I made a comment the other day. I said, Ryan Church looks like he has a vagina on his chin. He never came after me. Ickmel was a friend of mine, and Doug was a friend of mine, and
I like Ickmel.
Well, you might not like Ickmel.
No, I do. I do like Ickmel.
Ickmel loves me. Tyler Feller loves me. But these are people. Here's the difference. Most of these people show who they are. We know who they are. My only issue with people usually is when they hide, throw pot shots, and don't know anything. I would love to get into it with a guy. 85% of these channels are run by men. There was another guy out of West Virginia that tried to snap on me a couple of times, and I beat him up pretty good on the show, and then he never had me back. It's not that I want to. It's who fights with me first. I will never throw the first stone. Fortunately for me, or unfortunately for me, it's those people that have kept it up. So I'd love to get into a fight with a guy. I just think that the guys, that's not their thing, and these women are. There's no guy in the YouTube world that scares me at all, whether it's on the channel or in real life.
They might not scare you, but you guys are full of drama.
Oh, yeah.
Full of it.
That's what sells. I do this for money.
Well, at least you admit it.
I'm on YouTube for money, Jess. I'm on this for a job. I don't mince any bones about it.
Yeah. Don't mince words.
This is a job for me. The amount of time you got to put in there to get a guy to eat a stick of butter from Los Angeles with no teeth. You know how hard that is? And then to keep those type of numbers up, it's a job. Anybody who tells you any different is lying to you at the level that I'm at right now. I wouldn't do this for nothing. I'd go back to just straight up doing PI work. And what's interesting is now I'm getting the PI work more than I ever have. And I got the YouTube channel to deal with. I wish I didn't have the channel anymore. I'd love to get rid of it. But now I can't. It's very, very lucrative, which is why I don't want to mix money with people. So I'll be very upfront and honest about that for sure. It is a job, and the amount of money that it makes is incredible. I can make $60,000, $80,000 a year doing this for 1 day a week. Come on. I don't know if that's normal. I can only imagine what Adventures with a Purpose is making over $100,000 a month.
No,
with their channel.
They're probably definitely making quite a bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean they turned down their reward money. Have you ever? Because they said that you really went after them and tried to attack them. Did you ever apologize to them?
They never apologized to me. I got a text message.
Why would they apologize to you?
Because I got a text message for them before we were all supposed to go on Dr. Phil together with Jed Hall. They sent a text message to me telling me how great I was, how they never would have heard of the case if it wasn't for my media presence and getting the videos out about him. They put the cameras and microphones on a mom as they're pulling her dead kid out of the water and got hits for it. And then and I says, no, take the microphones and cameras off of her. I don't want this being the Kardashians pulling her dead son out of the river. They didn't like that. I didn't fly out there for that event. I thought, I don't fly, but I didn't go out to Idaho for that event. I was willing to go on the Dr. Phil show. Now, I had put up a $20,000 reward for Jed Hall about 6 months into the case.
They said you never paid it.
I took the reward off. It was in the media. It was in YouTube. I took that reward off about a year before they ever even contacted us. What they do is they go on this show and say, he owes me $20,000. But notice Adventures with a Purpose, and these people will never go on a show one-on-one with me. They'll do it and then run and hide. I've
Jim,
text messages from Jed Hall's mom.
Jim, don't you besmirch them on my channel. I will not have it. These people are top notch, and in the interest of fairness, I will read exactly what they wrote about you, which was the worst we have ever dealt with.
Okay.
Physically threatened us.
That's true. I did. I told him I would knock his teeth out if we were on Dr. Phil together for putting and miking that mother up when they're pulling your dead kid out of the mud. Yeah, I told him that.
Okay.
They wouldn't call any other branches of the media to film it either. They wanted to be the only ones with the video.
They said we have documented text and video of his actions.
That's correct.
Dr. Phil producers have it recorded as well, where he threatened to knock my teeth out.
That's correct. I did both
in the green room, and I better have a dentist on standby. If he was to honor the reward money, our team would donate it right back to the parents of Jed Hall to help them recapture some of what they lost to this con man.
Okay, so they call me all those names. Would you like me to read the letter?
However, he is not offering up or honoring this reward, which, if you research, kept getting smaller each time it was mentioned. 25,000, I think, at one point, and down to 15,000 last I heard. Multiple families have reached out to us with similar stories about the PI, and now he preys on them in a time of need. AWP does not require or demand pay from families or law enforcement. If a family on their own wants to donate or offer reward funds, we will graciously accept and honor those funds for our expenses to help the family in need. We come together as a movement with the help from our supporters around the world that have put us in this position to be the boots on the ground and boats in the water to help these families when they need it most. Thank you, everyone, for your support. That is what they had to say.
Okay. Well, they insult me 50 times in there and they lie. First of all, the reward was, and we'll go over it one at a time. See, this is the problem. First of all, do they charge the parents? Of course they don't. They're making $100,000 a month videotaping Jed Hall's mom screaming when they're pulling her dead kid out of the mud.
Jim, I'm not doing this. I'm not going to do this.
I mean, listen, Jess, you let them shoot on me. They called me a con man. You didn't tell them not to do that.
Listen, that was their release.
Yeah, well, let me tell you what release I have.
But
first of all, the 20,000 was taken off the board a year before they ever got involved in the case. I have text messages from them telling me how great I am and thank you for getting this out in the open so they could search it. I'm not a search and rescue guy.
Well, maybe they liked you up until you physically threatened them.
I told them not to mic and put Dr. Phil's cameras in the mother's face. Yeah, that's where we had our breakup. But I'll tell you this, if you want to read a letter, I have the letter from Miss Hall, who does not like them, who says that they stole from her dead kid's car. I have that letter. Would you read that if I sent it to you? Would you bring Miss Hall on the show? She could give you her.
Send it to me. I'll read it.
Dealing with them.
Send it to me. I want to read it.
Not only that, if you want to read a letter, there's a guy. Who's the guy that's in charge? Is his name Jared? Who's Jared? Is that the guy that's the head of Adventures with a Purpose? It's like two guys.
You threatened them, not me. You should know.
Okay, well, I threatened 3 of them. There's a guy named Jared, and one of the reasons that I really got it is I got a contact from his niece. And it's on Reddit out there. You could see her story. He has a niece. He molested her when she was a child her entire teen years. You should probably call and ask her about Adventures with a Purpose because she's been trying to get them in court for years, and they move around the country. He sexually molested his niece for years.
Okay, I don't know. I gotta go.
I read that letter if I was you. But,
okay, well, you send it. Send it. I will read it, but I'm not going to do this. They're great guys, and I'm not doing that.
They're really great guys for child molesters. But hey, listen, they ran from me. I gave them an opportunity to meet. If they want the 20,000, come on over. We'll meet in a room together, and I'll hold it in my pocket. Come get it, and they'll both be on the ground.
All right, Jim.
I hate those guys. Hate them.
All right.
And if you want the parents who they left in the middle of the night, I had a family in Oklahoma, and they left in the middle of the night after they couldn't find their kid, left the family holding the bag on the street corner. I've got a million people that say a totally different version. But then again, that's the world I live in. I see it all. Other people only see what they want. But you got my number. I'll send Jen Halls and Bombs letter over. You'll read it on air?
I'll read it to myself first.
Mm-hmm. Well, it ain't very. It says that they stole from her dead kid's car. They take trophies. They take trophies.
Okay, this is getting crazy. This is what I don't want on my channel, Jim. I gotta go. I will talk to you later. Bye. Okay. We're done with that. Yeah, that's just he's getting ready to say the worst. Yeah, I heard that. That's why I was just we're done. Anyway, you know. That's what that is. Karmic, do you guys have some kind of type of falling out or something of that nature? I don't know. This is why I don't like getting involved with this nonsense. I don't like it. I don't know why people attempt to involve me in it. Why? Having a perfectly decent stream about Dylan. And, you know. So anyone besmirching Adventures with a Purpose, just go away. Okay. He's so insane. It's like he's on a cocaine binge. Well, I just think Jim is a very animated, loud talker. So, dang, Jim going low. Yep, that's not going to be a good look for you, Jim. It's really not. So, I'm sure that, what's your email? You don't have my email? It's in my about section, but hang on. Anyway. Well, that was a lot. Jim, I am like physically exhausted at this point. I talked to Cynthia for however long. It was fine. You've done wore me out. Jeez. Well, my chat is not on the Jim Terry bandwagon, and also they're not all liberals that are, I don't know, 18 to 24-year-olds. They're certainly not that. In fact, I would probably bet that I have more Republicans on my channel than liberals, to be honest. It's all optics. Why do his work for Jim at Crime Time with Jess? He knows damn well where to find your email. People ask me for my email all the time. He's not the first person that I've ever put it in my thing. So, listen, guys, you guys know that the drama nonsense is just, I don't thrive well in that. I don't care for it. I don't like it. Jim knows I don't like it. So, yeah, see, this guy 37. Listen, I know my own analytics. Okay, I promise you that. Actually, I'll read them off right now. It's really not that big of a deal. But my analytics for the people that watch my channel, I will tell you guys right now. So 18 to 24-year-olds, 0%. Literally 0%. 25 to 34-year-olds, 3.9%. 35 to 44-year-olds, 21%. 45 to 54-year-olds, 27%. 55 to 64-year-olds, 32%. That's the highest. 65 plus, 14%. 10% male, 89% female. And my top demographic is the United States, Canada in second, United Kingdom in third, Australia fourth, and South Africa fifth. So there's the analytics of my channel and the ages and the yada, yada, yada. Okay, listen, why are you screaming in my chat, Jim? This is why people get aggravated with you. And then you know what you're going to do, Jim. Look, Cricket, Republican, 42 years old. You are dead wrong about my chat. I know my subscribers. I am telling you. You think this is some kind of whacked out liberal channel. No, it's not. Are there liberal people? Absolutely. Republicans, you're damn right. There's all different mixtures of people on this channel, and I like it that way. So, Alley Cat, I'm a Scorpio. So is Jim. I have to live with that. Allie, I am so happy to see you, girl. Grandma's not gonna lie, she hates you, Jim. So let me look at my email, see what you got going on. I did not make a promise to read this out loud, so don't you? I know you. You'll be going on. Oh, Jess read the thing with the thing, but she didn't read the letter that the Jed Hall's mom sent me. Oh God, Jim, you gotta take a better picture. Jeez, this is hard to read. This was 8/22. Hmm. Well, if that's a legitimate letter, it is very nice. I do have to say that. Yes, she did thank Jim a lot, saying that he showed them how inept the police work was, contacts, things like that. She ended it with, "Thank you so much for your work for us and for your unflagging support. Sincerely, Amy Hall." So there is that. All right, there you go. Oh, really? 56 Republicans and 40 56 Republicans and 40 Republicans here. What? Okay. Yeah. Well, I think you meant Democrats. But yeah, we don't, I don't like to do the whole, the politics on my channel. You guys know that, because everybody has different views, and I'm not interested in your views. You guys can love and back whoever the hell you want. It's your right as an American to have your vote. It's not my right to tell you who to vote for. I'll vote for who I want. So, Joy Catcher, be 49 this year. Alley Cat, good to see. It's good to see you too. Bye, Felicia. I don't know who she's talking about. 18-year-old transgender Karen here. John Adams. You guys. Hawkeye. I like Jim when he's on other channels I don't watch. Well, you guys are hilarious. Daniel, no, I meant I am a 56-year-old male Republican next to my 40-year-old wife. Oh, okay. I see. Jim, read the part where she said AWP took from them. I didn't really see that. I mean, I just skimmed it. Jim, can we not make this entire stream about you? I mean, yes, I just read that she was very nice to you and said really nice things. Where is this? Where is it at in this? I see her talking a lot about the police. I don't see anywhere where she says that. I just see where she's saying that divers may think they're the heroes, but you were the one who helped bring Jed to their attention. I don't know what to say about that, because quite frankly, I would be very happy if they found my child. So I'm just saying. Lisa likes you when you're not online, Jim. So I'm just saying. Kathy Blanks is a liberal. See, you're completely wrong about my chat. Acknowledge that. Very wrong about my chat. People all across the board in here, and they get along most of the time with each other because they're adults. They are not 18 to 24-year-olds. I have grown-ups in here. Daniel is saying that you're hurting his ear holes, Jim. Stop hurting Daniel's ear holes. By the way, I like that you're calling them ear holes. What, Jim? Read the part where Miss Hall tosses a. I don't see that. Outline it for me and send it back, for love of God. Yes, I could post the letter, but this is really not what this stream was about. You just called in out of nowhere. I see that Jed's mom likes you. She made that very clear in that letter. Yeah, I'm definitely not going to sit here and just besmirch AWP. I'm not going to do it. What they just did in the Kylie Rodney case was amazing. And Jess, is it against YouTube to smoke? It is not. I just hold myself to that own standard. It's me, Jay, because I don't know. I just think I hate the fact that I smoke, honestly. It's trashy, in my opinion. So I don't like to do it on camera. I just feel like it just looks bad. So and sorry, Grandma. I do want to tell you, and just in person, no more Fridays, no more cocktail Fridays. People, they get confused that I'm some kind of drunk or whatever. I do not drink throughout the week. I will partake on the weekends when I feel like it. It's something that I used to be able to do on this channel and have fun with people, but that has changed. And so, for the integrity of my channel, it will be solely true crime. So that's what we're doing with that. And yes, I am smoking off cam. It's just my choice to do that, and that's yeah. So no more cocktail Fridays. Sorry, guys. They used to be a lot of fun, but yeah, there's too much with that, and people don't really care for, an intoxicated person talking about a case. And even though I never intend for Cocktail Fridays to be talking about the case, it sort of turns into that. And I agree with them that it's just untoward and just really shouldn't be mixed. So we're just gonna stop doing that. Am I freezing up again? Looks like I am. All right, guys. We're gonna let's move on from Jim. He sent in his thing. Miss Hall apparently really liked him. There was a thing with Adventures with a Purpose, but yeah, you guys were correct. If we could get back to Dylan, that would be nice. So, Jim's Jim. You guys know how he is. It is what it is. So, I appreciate Tina Brown. I appreciate it. Jesus, I can't talk. I appreciate that it does look odd to see people smoke on TV. Even though I smoke myself, it just looks unprofessional. It does. I never, you'll never see me smoking on camera, ever. So, just JT called Kylie horrible names. Jim, were you calling that 16-year-old girl horrible names? Like, Jesus. Daniel, thank you. So, Brenner volunteered the poly. What do we think of that? I think that's very interesting. They both consented. With Synthia saying that polygraphs are admissible in YouTube, Utah. In Utah. That's very interesting, because if that were me, you ain't getting me to take a polygraph whether I am guilty or not, if they can be used against you, because they are not 100%. So I'd be a little worried, if something happens and it screws up and you fail it and they can use this against you. No. But it has been said that Brenner just was not the smartest guy. So from a legal standpoint, I'm positive that any defense attorney worth their salt in the state of Utah probably tell their clients, don't you dare take a polygraph. No. So he called her a skis and a whore. What? Yeah, Allie, definitely. A lawyer would definitely be like, no. But yes, good point, Jerry. And that's exactly what I'm saying. You know, Jerry's saying Ted Bundy passed multiple polygraphs. He did. He did. And he wasn't the only serial killer that was able to do that. So it's kind of strange that Utah would have them be dismissed or admissible in court because they have been known to fail. That's just a fact. That's really, yeah. I'm not even gonna comment on that. People. I am gonna get off. Me and my family. It's end of summer, and my kids will be headed back to school soon, very soon. So we're trying to get as much beach time in as possible. I promised Tyler that this would only be an hour live stream. We're on 2 hours and 30 minutes. So, you know, I am going to end it here. I do appreciate you guys. Love all of you. And I appreciate you guys joining me here. So, Daniel, special shout out to you. I've really enjoyed your comments. Lisa, Grandma, Mal was in here, Alley Cat, Holly. Thank you so much, Holly. You've been especially kind to me my last 2 streams, and it's very appreciated. So thank you all, and I will see you guys later. Yeah, thank Tyler. Tyler has had patience with me. So, but bye, guys. Until next time.